Hello again. I'm tired. I need a glass of wine or something. Anyway, video number 3. So I have meatballs in the oven. I have gravy on the stove. I roasted some red peppers. I fried some long hots. I've been busy here. So next I'm gonna start the pasta. So today we're having maccheroni alla Mugnaia, which is a pasta from Abruzzo, as far as I know. Argue with me if you want. Correct me gently if you know differently. So I discovered the way Columbus discovered America. I discovered this when we went to Abruzzo. I had seen a video, probably Vincenzo, making this before we went. And then we were driving around and I saw a sign, Maccheroni alla Mugnaia. So I said, oh, I want to try that. I forgot that I wanted to try it. It was delicious. It's actually one of my favorite pastas. And it's a really fun pasta to make because everybody can get involved. The kids can get involved, whoever. Just make sure they wash their hands. So what I'm going to do is make the dough now. Let it rest. It's 2:30. My guests are arriving in 30 minutes. Perfect timing. So I'm going to make the dough, let it rest. When they get here, they get a meatball, and then they get to work. And the way that you make it is just with your hands. You don't need any special equipment. You really don't need anything special. I'm using semolina flour, but you can make it with just all-purpose flour if that's all you have. It's flour and water. What else could you ask for? How much simpler could you get than that? Just flour and water. All right, so I have my pasta board set up. I'm gonna move the camera and then let's get started making the dough. Maccheroni alla Mugnaia. I love saying that. Okay, so what I have here is about 2.5 cups of semolina. It's a very fine semolina, so finely ground semolina. I think you could probably use a coarser semolina if you want. This is just what I had. I forgot to buy flour when I went to Berkeley Bowl today. I mixed it with a cup of double O flour. The recipe that I found from Vincenzo was first in like grams or whatever. And then I found a translation. So it's 3 cups of semolina and a cup and a quarter of water. I just decided to add a little bit more. I think this is plenty for the people that are coming. If not, I have a lot of bread. I'll fill them up. All right, so you make a well and then just gradually start adding the water until it forms a dough. Excuse me. I was frying some hot peppers, so there's hot pepper in the air. So I'm just, taking my time with the water, letting it absorb. It's a little bit humid today, so things like humidity in the air and altitude and all of those other things can affect anything that you're cooking, especially pasta or baking. So, don't get stuck on exact measurements. When it's ready, when it's right, it's right. This is going to take a while for this to come together. So I'm going to stop talking now. I tend to babble when I make these videos. So I'm going to stop talking now so that I can just speed this up in the editing room. All right, now it's feeling a little wet, so I'm going to get my scraper and also I think I want to use semolina instead of, I have the double O flour here, but I think I want to use semolina. So hang on a minute. Just going to give a little dusting of semolina. So I'm just working my way around the board here, picking up any loose bits. Don't want to waste anything. On Vincenzo's video, which I just watched again, he says that this pasta was for kings and queens. I would like to differ with him. Of course, I don't know for sure, but from what I read, Mugnaia is dialect for the miller's wife. In standard Italian, it's molinata, la molinata. And from what I understood, it was just made from like the leftover bits of wheat or semolina, flour, that were left at the mill. And it seems to me that it's more of a poor person's pasta than a rich person's pasta, because a rich person's pasta would probably have eggs. Vincenzo also serves it with a vegetarian sauce, eggplant and peppers, rather than a meat sauce. So again, kind of indicating to me that it wasn't for the kings and the queens, it was for the peasants. All right, so there's my dough. Looks great. One of the reasons I did this before the guests arrive is because, you know, it gets a little stressful sometimes if it's not coming together, and then you have people hanging over you and telling you what to do. All right, I'm going to wrap this. It's a little sticky, so when we start working with it, we're going to use some flour. But it looks good. I think it's going to be absolutely delicious. All right, so I'm going to rest that. Cover it. And get everything ready for my guests. They're coming, they'll be here in 20 minutes. All right, everybody, welcome. So my guests have arrived.
Hello, hello. Hey, hey.
We're a little drunk already.
Well, we will be through the afternoon, getting there.
James and Jason and Aunt Betty. All right, so here's our dough. I'm just going to show them what to do, and then they're going to take it from here.
All right.
All right, so it's a little wet. So if you need flour, definitely we'll put some flour on it. So we're just going to take a piece and flatten it, and then you make a hole in it, and then you start stretching it.
Like a ring.
Okay.
And the goal is to keep your noodle whole. I can already tell this is going to break. It's a little bit, the dough's a little bit wet. So if you need, here's some more semolina. If you feel like you need more flour to dust it. And then you just keep going and going and going. And if it breaks, you join it back together. So you're stretching and flattening and pulling at the same time. And then I don't know, I mean, I kind of like them thick, right?
I like them chewy, not too thick. I mean, but yeah, it's like it's
that-
starting
that- right there,
right
like
there.
that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
making this look easier than I think it's
It
going
is
to be.
easy.
Aunt Betty, it is super easy and
It's
super fun.
easy. Even
Yeah.
a baby can do it.
How about an old person?
How about a what?
Old person.
There are no old people here, though.
I'm old.
Yeah, everyone's
I
old
have been
here.
told by my friends many times now how old I am. They even called me ancient. All right, so
Are you ancient?
I am ancient. All right, so I'm gonna put some flour on the cookie sheet, and then just put the noodle there, and cover it so it doesn't dry out.
That's a noodle.
So that's your job, kids. Do you understand the assignment?
Yes, sir. We understand.
Get to work, and I don't want any lip from you.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think Betty's gonna. Can you want to cut some dough for Aunt Betty, and then she can start her.
I'm scared.
All right, now you need to-
I'm going to watch a little bit more.
I'll take the camera back.
Okay.
We're gonna check back with them in a minute and see how the Medigons are doing.
So you just poke a hole in it?
Poke a hole in the middle, and then just start.
See how easy
And the
this
weight
is?
of
Look
the
at
thing
them.
will-
And if you need
Yeah.
to, I'm actually this kind of like Jason. You might want to do that just to.
Oh, mine's good.
You made that look really easy, though.
Well, look, Betty, it's not hard. You just like lift it up.
Yeah, lift it up because the weight of it starts to stretch it.
Yeah.
You're just kind of squeezing and pulling. Look at James.
Squeezing and pulling.
James has been invaded by
Think
the
about Betty
spirit
in her
of Nona.
20s and the 70s,
Yeah,
squeezing and
just-
pulling.
Oh God, James, that's so funny.
All right, we're gonna check back in a little bit. Okay, so everybody is
Oh,
happy
Laura, thank you. It's
and
Laura.
hungry, and I'm just checking on their work here. They did a good job. I'll give them a B plus.
Oh my God! Did you hear what our host did to us? He called us a B plus in our pasta making skills.
You know, I don't like to give out A's because it discourages people from trying to improve.
I think
There's-
grades are
there's
all
always-
based upon how good the teacher is. And if we only got B's, then perhaps the teacher might need to learn some
I'm
new
kind
teaching
of a rebel
skills.
myself. I don't really follow
See
the
what I have to
rules.
put up
I've
with?
never followed the rules.
I know some of your
I'm
pasta's
a
skinny
product.
and some of it's fat.
I'm a
I like your
product.
attitude. You get an A.
The teacher
And
has
you,
a teacher.
My
this sassy
God.
attitude, we don't have any room for that in this kitchen. I got a paddle. I got a paddle.
Oh,
I get a naughty bee paddle.
He likes it. Okay, it's a little stressful here in Appa's kitchen because we have
Not just ones that his company runs,
people.
but any of them in the area. And just
But my water's boiling, so I'm gonna put some salt. Throw the pasta in for 20 minutes.
Shall I drop for you?
While
you
Oh, I have a helper. So nice. That's okay, bro. So they break. My dough is really soft.
But, you know, yeah.
Could be
in other words,
because
it's
of
a
the
between the options. She won't
humidity.
but take her so she feels like she's kind of involved in the process. But I'm just happy she's wanting.
Oh yeah.
oh, honestly, it really is great. You know, if you're in a good facility. Because
All right, there we go.
Love it. So excited.
You know, to have other people.
This is gonna be really, really good.
I turned it off.
You know, they have
So good.
I can't.
Is this what you're looking for? Right here, this stringy thing?
I'm looking for a fork.
This is why I
All right,
took a nap
so the
after on
pasta
sofa.
is done. I didn't test it. I'm just going to trust it. I'm gonna
So
put
far, I'm grading it from a distance a B minus. So
Well,
we'll see
you know,
like, how it turns out.
I don't take any responsibility because I didn't make this pasta.
Yeah,
You
were the
did.
yeah, you were the our sensei.
You know,
Our sensei.
I take so much abuse here.
No wonder you're moving. I do too. I get it.
Rude.
All right, so they kind of broke up, which is fine.
Which happens.
Looks good. I'm gonna put some pecorino, some locatelli.
Some locatelli. Oh, it smells so good.
All right.
I told you, girl. I told you.
Tutti a tavola. What do we say?
Tutti avola.
Tutti a tavola.
Tutti a tavola.
Okay, that's it, folks. Say bye.
Grazie.
Oh wait, we need a the money shot where you're eating it. All right. Well,
Oh,
I
it
think
does
they're
really
happy,
soak
but
up that.
let me check with them.
Here,
How
let's
it-
all raise our glasses
To Rick.
to Rick. Cheers, chef.
Cheers.
Appa. Thank you.
All right, dig in.